Let's talk about competing on service. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Mark Scott. Thanks so much for checking out another voiceover tip. This week I want to talk to you about something that's really important, in my opinion, and that is competing on the quality of your service as opposed to competing on the price or rate that you offer. I think part of this whole issue is just a product of the society that we live in. Every single week, what do you get delivered to your house, whether it's to your door or through your mailbox? You get a stack of flyers this thick, and what are they all offering? Sales. Every single one of those retailers is trying to compete with you on price. Come to our store because we've got it for $50 cheaper, $100 cheaper, $5 cheaper. People will travel from store to store to save $5 on a product. Every single day you wake up and you check your inbox, and what is in your inbox? A whole bunch of emails, and all of them are offering you discounts and sales. We get this message driven into our heads every single day, and as a result of that, we've convinced ourselves that in order to be able to compete in the ever-growing voiceover business, we have to do it on rates, and that is simply not the case. The first reason why I completely disagree with this is because of the fact that we are simply offering a service as opposed to offering a product in a retail setting. That on its own is a big difference. When you call the plumber, do you get a weekly flyer from your plumber offering you discounts on plumbing rates? No, because he's offering you a service, not a retail product. That aside, what I want to talk to you about is one of the reasons why I think that if you compete on quality, you won't have to compete on rates. When I was building my studio, one of the biggest expenses that I was going to have to put into the studio was the carpet. Now, pretty much every other aspect of the studio build I was able to do on my own. Framing, insulation, hanging the drywall, doing the electrical, all of that sort of stuff. The painting, the trim work, everything like that I did on my own. There were two things that I was going to have to outsource. One of them was the finishing of the drywall, doing the mud and tape. I won't do it. You couldn't pay me money to do it, and I have somebody that does it, and he's amazing at it. The other thing that I was going to have to outsource was the flooring. If I was going to do a wood floor or a vinyl plank or something like that, yeah, I could do that myself. But for carpeting, I wanted to outsource it, and I really wanted carpet in my studio. So I tried to do the responsible thing. There are a couple of different carpet sellers in the local area where I live. I went and visited each one of them. I gave them the rough dimensions of the room, had a conversation about what I was looking for. Each one of them offered me some samples that I could bring home and put into the space. And then, being the responsible guy that I am, I collected 3 quotes. What is it with 3 quotes anyway? That just always seems to be the magic number. Anyway, I collected 3 different quotes, and guess which quote that I went with? How many of you right now are thinking I went with the cheapest quote? If you are, you would be wrong. I actually went with the most expensive quote, and I will tell you why. The company that had the most expensive quote, and it was more expensive by about $400, provided me with a level of service that I don't think that I had experienced in years walking into a retail building. From the moment that I walked in the door, you know how you go into some places and you've got a salesman that's just hounding you, like they're literally just hanging on your shoulder and all they want to do is sell you something, and so they just keep trying to sell you the product? When I went into this particular store, it was completely different. I walked in and they had a conversation with me. They didn't even talk to me about carpet initially. They just had a conversation with me, got to know me a little bit, found out a little bit more about me, and then we started to talk a little bit about what I was looking for, what the specific needs were of my project, why I was even doing that. That led to a conversation about voiceover because they had never heard of anybody building a home studio before. They just took time to have a conversation with me way before they ever tried to sell me carpet. When it came time to talk about carpet, I'm the one that steered the conversation in that direction, and they helped me. They helped point me in the right direction of what I was looking for. They weren't just trying to push a product on me. Some of the other places that I went into were trying to sell me specific carpets. Maybe they're incentivized to do it. I don't know. This place was different. They took time to get to know me on a personal level, and then they took the time to understand my needs and serve me on a professional level. They offered a level of customer service that was second to none. Now, what do I always talk about when I talk about marketing? I say that marketing is all about building relationships. And what do I teach when I teach about marketing, whether it's through social media or through email? Personalize, personalize, personalize. Get to know people. Get to understand them. Get to understand their needs and find ways to speak to them personally. Don't just send out those generic form letters. Personalize every email. Get to know your clients and your leads on a little bit deeper, a little bit more intimate level. This is what I teach, and the reason why I teach it is because it works, and I proved it with the building of my studio and the company that ultimately installed my carpet. I didn't go with the cheapest quote. I went with the one that provided me the best level of customer service, and I didn't think twice about paying a little bit more money for that service. And I believe that it works the same way in the voiceover industry. When you are connecting with your leads, with your prospects, with your clients, if you offer them an incredible level of service, if you meet all of the needs that they have, if you take time to understand the needs that they have so that you can meet them, they're going to be willing to pay a little bit more for it. From time to time, there's always going to be somebody that's looking for a cheap voiceover. That's just the nature of this industry and every industry. Those are the ones that you have to be willing to walk away from. Don't fall into the trap of thinking like you have to compete on rates. If you compete on service, you are going to have a better clientele, you're going to have a better bottom line, and you're more likely to get the referrals that you need to keep that business growing. Don't always feel like you have to compete on rates. Just offer a great service. Guys, thanks so much for checking out this video. As always, if you've got a question or a topic that you would like to have addressed, you can email me directly to marc@marcscottvoiceover.com. If you're watching on Facebook, leave it in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, leave it in the comments. I'm always happy to do videos that address the questions that you guys have and that you want answered. Don't forget to join me in the VOpreneur group on Facebook as well if you're not already there at facebook.com/groups/VOpreneur. Like the video, share the video. Let's get connected on social media. Don't forget to check out my blog. Years of resources to help you grow your voiceover business on my blog at marcscottcoaching.com.